Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm your tarot reader Stephanie, and today's reading is about your next romantic partner. We're going to see who your next romantic partner will be, what kind of relationship, what kind of partnership dynamic will you have with them, who's going to pursue, how is this going to go, as well as anything else that wants to come through for you.
And if you would like any further insight into any questions you may have during this video, may I introduce you to our sponsor, Psychic Source. Even though I'm an intuitive and have been reading tarot for years now, I still sometimes seek wisdom outside of myself or when I need further confirmation on certain life choices. That's where Psychic Source really helps out. They let you connect with professional, experienced, and gifted advisors from the comfort of wherever you are, through phone call, video chat, or text. My own experience with Psychic Source has been amazing. When I asked a question regarding my love life, my advisor, who also happened to be using cards, was very thorough. For one, I started having this clairvoyant imagery, which doesn't happen very often to me unless I'm hanging out with someone who is naturally very psychic, so I knew she was legit. And two, she picked up on exactly the love terrain I was currently in, which is attracting a lot of the certain type of person that just isn't for me. She picked up on a certain energy that I had to watch out for and when to expect something real. Overall, she was very insightful, and I can't wait for my next love adventure and what it will bring. So try Psychic Source by clicking the link below in the description.
We have 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have this lovely shungite heart. Pile 2, we have an onyx buffalo. Pile 3, we have a soapstone owl. Pile 4, we have a smoky quartz heart. And pile 5, we have an agate moon. So take a few deep breaths, open up your heart, open up your connection to source, think of whatever's coming up next for you, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the black shungite heart, then we have a reading here for you about your next romantic partner. We're going to see who they are, who they may be, what characteristics they will have, what kind of connection you will have with them, as well as who may approach you, and maybe any time frames that we want to come through here. So the card you chose is the Emperor. So if you like your masculines, this is definitely for you. I feel like this person, they're definitely going to be the one to approach you. I feel like this has been the most direct card I've ever gotten in these kinds of readings. So yes, very strong masculine energy. If you're not into masculine people, this could be you stepping into your masculine energy if you feel this is more you. But for the majority of you, just going off statistics and knowing the kind of viewers I have, it's probably going to be a very masculine person. More likely a man, but even if you're into women, this will be one that takes charge and takes care of you. So with that said, let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. We have night. So the nighttime could be important here, number 18. We have unrequited love. The feelings in this connection are not mutual. One person gives more love than the other. Don't waste your energy on someone who is not interested in you. So 2 ways to take this. Either your love could be unrequited, but honestly, for a lot of you, I'm getting that you could not reciprocate their love in the same way. And I don't think this is like a good or a bad thing. I feel like for a lot of you, at least in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit, someone definitely gives more than the other. So I'm definitely seeing that. This could also be somebody that maybe in the past, the attraction, or not the attraction, the interest was unrequited, if that makes any sense. But let's keep going. We have Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. We have Liu Han, devotion. We have Brigid, inspiration, or Bridget, inspiration. We have the Poet. We have Mithras, sacrifice. Let me make sure they're in the shot. And the last 2 cards are going to be the kind of relationship you have. We have alchemical wedding. And when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Which is funny because when I got this unrequited love card, I know you hear the term and you think, oh crap, this is going to be awful. But what I was getting was that there is something to learn of this relationship. So right away, I do feel like this is not going to be somebody that you commit to. This is definitely somebody more who comes into your life for a purpose. Because with alchemical wedding, the Poet, and sacrifice, it's kind of like this person comes at a time when either you're dealing with the unrequited love of somebody else, maybe you were really hung up on somebody else, or you had a hard time getting over somebody else. It could also be that maybe they're kind of going through this, but they may not really tell you. Like, I feel like somebody here is coming out of a heartbreak, and this particular subject gets brought up because I feel like one or the both of you could fear that this relationship could go in that same direction. So this is definitely one of those things that if they haven't healed from, it's going to be brought up in this relationship. If not, it will be worked through in this relationship. With time to let go, I feel like one or the both of you are letting go of something either on the precipice of this relationship or during this relationship. Again, this could be a career, this could be a place of living, this could be friendship. Somebody here is letting go of a lot. And I mean a lot, like to the point where you're becoming a whole new person. Thus, you attract a whole different new kind of person. Because I feel like for a lot of you, this is not somebody that you're used to. Like I said, unrequited love could also mean that somebody here is pouring more into this connection than the other. And that's not because the energy isn't reciprocated or there's not, mutual interest. It's because somebody here is focusing on something else so much that they don't have enough time or energy to give into romance, even though the romance is still there. And part of the reason the romance is there is because there is very much compatibility. There is very much attraction here. Especially with alchemical wedding. Out of all the cards in the alchemy deck, the alchemy deck isn't really romantic. It's more about chemistry, like I guess literal chemistry or alchemy, and how things come together. But you got the alchemical wedding, letting me know that this is meant to be, this is similar to the Lover's card, or at least I would associate it that way. There is something fruitful meant to come out of this relationship. Groundhogs could be important. I know where I live, they're prominent during the spring season, like early spring. That's why we have Groundhog Day in the US. Maybe Groundhog Day could also be important. And I want to say that's early February, close to Valentine's Day, but not exactly Valentine's Day. So maybe for some of you, that time of the year could be important. Somebody could have been born in February or on Groundhog Day. But there is something about the nighttime that is important. The fact that she's like asleep and it looks like she's dreaming, you could be dreaming about this person already, or maybe you could get messages in your dreams. Of course, I do feel like the nights you have together are going to be pivotal because either you see them more frequently at night or maybe your conversations are at night. I feel like that's when you get to see each other more. With Mithra's sacrifice, this person is willing to give up not a lot, but they're willing to sacrifice a good amount for you. Like they really do want to see you in a good space. This person, I mean it, they're an emperor, they're a provider. They want to take care of you. They want to be, if you're into men, they want to be your man, like a man. Like this person could have a little bit of traditional views of how relationships are meant to go, but I don't see that in a bad way. It's more like, for example, if they're a straight man, then they grew up knowing that they had to take care of women. That's just the viewpoint they have. But I don't see it as toxic and I don't see it as unhealthy. Or at the very least, it could be something that you need at the moment that you meet this person. With inspiration and devotion, I do feel like this connection inspires you to open up your heart, to want to pour back into relationships, to want to give back. Because for a lot of you, I feel like you've been emotionally or even just romantically dormant, kind of like how the groundhog comes out of the for those of you who don't know, the groundhog comes out, and if he sees his shadow, it means we get, I can't remember which one's which, either he sees or he doesn't see his shadow, and that determines whether there's more winter or not. And much like for a lot of you who have been romantically dormant, this is like a tester connection to see if you're ready to get out there, or to get out there in the dating market, or if you want to remain single. And for some of you, I do feel like this could end up being something a little bit more long-term, just because of how realistic your energies are when you come together, when you get with each other. The poet and inspiration, these two let me know this is going to inspire you a lot. For those of you who are already very artistic or maybe even literal poets, I feel like this person could inspire you to start creating again, to start wanting to see your life through quote, quote, rose-colored glasses, the way somebody would see like a movie or a novel where everything is just beautiful. I feel like this person is going to bring that back into your life. It's not explained explicitly through the cards, but I do sense a lot of Venusian energy within this connection. Either this person activates your Venus or you activate their Venus. And regardless, it brings like this beautiful rosy glow to your outlook on life, as well as it brings back some romance into you. I feel like this person is going to make you feel very cherished and very beautiful regardless. I absolutely love this. I do feel like this person has a lot of devotion for you. I feel like this is just how they are in relationships. This person could easily be, I mean, the Emperor is traditionally Mars energy, so Aries or Scorpio. Maybe some of you have Venus in these placements, Venus in Aries, Venus in Scorpio. But it also feels very Libra-like. So they could have, they could be a Libra, or their Venus could be whatever your sign or moon sign are. This brings harmony to a connection. This brings harmony to a relationship. And regardless of whether it's long-term or short-term, I feel like this is going to be something positive in your life, because I feel like you've been needing somebody like this. Not to be dependent on them, but just to remind you how sweet life can be. I really do like the energy in this particular person with this pile. So if this is resonating, if you want to keep hearing more, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot to see more specifically what kind of relationship this is, how you meet and such. And I want to thank you so much for clicking on my video pile 1. I do a lot of these what's your next romantic partner kind of videos, just because I feel like some of us, we're in and out of dating, we date a lot, or, you know, whatever the case is. But I'm also getting a sense that for a lot of you, you've overcome a lot. I'm actually recording this. I think we're still technically in Venus retrograde. And I feel like this past retrograde, if you're watching this at the time that I upload, has made a lot of people reevaluate what they want in romantic relationships. So with that said, I want to see, first question. How do you know this person? How do you know this? Like, do you already know them, or is this somebody new? How do you know this person? We have the Hermit. You know of this person, but you haven't gotten to know them, because like I said, a lot of you have been romantically cut off. And you know how when you're going through a sort of mourning or a separation or a breakup, or you're just going through something internally, you're not really attracted to anybody. Like you had no interest in anyone romantically. So there's a high chance you already know them. You just haven't seen them in this light, or vice versa. Maybe they haven't seen you in this light. Maybe they've known about you, but they haven't had the courage or the will to want to approach you, because Hermit energy is introspective energy. It's also very lonely energy, solitary energy, if you will. This person could be a Virgo, or could have very strong Virgo placements. Or I do feel like, yeah, you know of this person, but you haven't gotten to know them as a friend. You haven't gotten to know them more personally. So let's just put it that way. They're definitely in your area. I want to see who's going to make the first move. How does this connection begin? Ace of Inspiration. I'm not surprised. So this is the Ace of Wands. And typically Wands energy is very spicy. This could start off as something physical. Maybe you both decide that you just want something physical, no strings attached, something casual. I definitely feel like you want to have fun with this person at the very least. So even if you don't get into, casual flings like that, I feel like you may just want to have fun with this person, because I don't think either of you is really looking for something long-term, at least in the beginning, at least when you first get together. But there is a mutual attraction for sure. Undeniable attraction. Also a lot of chemistry. Not gonna lie. I feel like they're going to be very attracted to you. It's interesting that here you see her side profile. So this person could really like to see you from the side. Like maybe you have a really nice side profile, or maybe they just like to watch you when you're not looking, just so that they can, look without being judged. Like, it's not, they don't want to stare at you in the face, and they don't want you noticing that they're staring at you, but they do like to look at you. My next question. I got a little flustered up of tapping into that energy. It's really cute. I like this person. I like how they cherish you. I get that right away. Yeah, like I said, strong Mars energy. This person, yeah. So the third question. What kind of relationship will you have with them? We have the Three of Pentacles. Like I said, I feel like you already know about them. Three of Pentacles is usually like sometimes coworker energy. That's usually the main thing, but it can also be somebody you already know through friends of friends, somebody in your network, somebody you could collaborate with, somebody in your neighborhood. These are the people around you that are not part of your inner circle, but are around you. So I feel like the relationship you have, you take it from that to something a little bit more deeper. It is possible that you may not want to tell everybody about your relationship, just because you don't want people, well, one, you don't want people in your business, and two, you don't really talk about your relationships until you're ready to go steady, or you're ready to make this more official, until you're ready to commit, essentially. Because I feel like Either you or this person, like I said, it starts off very casual. I don't think you really know where you want to go with this connection. I feel like you're both feeling it out and you're both on the same terms with that. And it's not that you don't have any standards when you come into this relationship. I just feel like you're very realistic about how things go. So it's not like you get together and right away you decide we want to get married. No, it's not that. It's more like you like this person, you want to try them out, you want to see if you're ready for a relationship, and you know there's something comforting about this person's energy because this is Pentacles energy. This is Earth energy. And Earth energy is very grounded. A combination of Earth and Fire here. My next question is going to be, how will they see you in this relationship? How will they see you? We have Strength reversed. They're very aware that you're overcoming certain things. And I feel like they will give you your space. Like this person, they're so considerate. This is Leo energy. Like I said, there's a combination here of like fire and earth, which I love because it's very grounded, but also very, it goes far. They're very realistic energies, but they're capable of going very far with, it's like the push behind the stability. This is long lasting, like a long lasting fire. Let's put it that way. Something that lasts forever, but never really loses its shine. So it wouldn't surprise me if you, like if for whatever reason this didn't end up working out, you could end up being good friends. Strength is also Leo energy. Somebody here could be a Leo. And we also have Virgo. So maybe somebody here is on the Leo-Virgo cusp or has both of those signs. Let's get the last card. By the way, they're definitely approaching you first. I don't know if I said that. I don't know if I answered that. But they're definitely approaching you first. Anything else you need to know about this connection, about my Pile One's next romantic partner? Okay, we got these two. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Swords. This was a missed opportunity or a missed connection. I feel like you had a chance to be together, or maybe just the divine timing wasn't right, because the Four of Swords, again, some of you could be dreaming about this person and you're wondering why, or maybe there's something here meditative about this. I feel like you may get messages from them when you least expect it, psychically or through your dreams, or maybe even literally. Because the Wheel of Fortune lets me know there's something off about the timing here. Either somebody here hadn't completely processed a breakup, or maybe when you very first met, you were with somebody else, hence you had to go through a separation and then you got together. I do feel like there's something about timing here and how it may or may not be impacting this relationship. I think it all depends on how you each decide to take it and how you each decide to process this, because the Four of Swords is definitely a healing card. So depending on who here heals and at what capacity and how much they're willing to move forward will determine how long this connection lasts. Because the Wheel of Fortune, it's very much up in the air. It was meant to happen, but it's still up to you. So sometimes fate works that way. Like there are things that are meant to happen in our lives, but what we decide to do with those things that are very much meant to happen to us will determine how things go forward. So I feel like it's a healthy mix of free will and things that have been fated for you, Pile One. And I actually like that. Like I said, this connection, very realistic out of all of them. Or maybe not out of all of them, but out of a lot of the relationship readings I see, this has a lot of very grounded and realistic energy, but also a lot of passion. There's also a lot of passion. So you're very physically attracted to each other, but you're also very aware of the kind of people you are and what it is that you need. Back of the deck, we have the Empress, and there she is. Look, Pile One, if you've been going through a period of feeling that you're not attractive enough, that you're not gorgeous enough, that you're not worthy of all this love and attention, I feel like this connection is going to show you just exactly how much you are. Five of Wands, yeah. Also, my goodness. I do have to say it just a little bit. And this isn't really a warning, but there is a chance that you might think that you're using this connection to ignore your emotional wounds or any emotional healing that's going on. Because like I said, lots of fiery energy. You're going to be doing a lot with this person, and whatever that a lot is up to you. But just remember to tap into yourself and take care of yourself here, because with the Hermit and the Empress, I feel like some of you are healing wounds that have to do with romance and love, and this person will definitely help you out with that. Or they could just be there kind of as like a a little bit of a reflection of where you are romantically. But where you decide to go with this connection is up to you and up to them, and where you both stand. So with that said, let's move on to some closing advice. So for the closing advice, we are doing some channeled messages. Sorry if you notice a cut. I actually had to wait a whole day. So there's something about delays here. You might have to delay your meetings every now and then just due to timing constraints or schedules not meshing up entirely. So for my pile 1, channeled messages from their next romantic partner. How could you be so attractive? This person is going to be very, very attracted to you. And I'm getting that maybe not, this is going to sound weird, but I don't want you to take it the wrong way. Pile 1, like maybe the attractiveness you have isn't seen right away. Like maybe you don't stand out, but it's like when they get to really see you up close, or whenever they have some time with you and they just study you. Like I said, they like to see you from the side. They like to just notice you. They notice just how gorgeous you are, like how attractive you are, like the little things you do, the little things. It's like the more they get to know you, the more they are attracted to you, if that makes any sense, which I absolutely adore, because this energy was coming through as a little bit timid. Like you may not be the most, like, well, to everybody else, you may not be the person that stands out the most, but to them, it's like you stand out. So they notice you when maybe not everybody else does, or at least that becomes the thing, like the more you are together. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Take a moment to breathe. You could literally take your person's breath away. But I'm also seeing, for those of you who like to enjoy breathing techniques, you could incorporate this into your relationship. Like maybe you teach them how to meditate. Or for example, if you're the kind of people who love to be outside a lot more, there's something about breathing fresh air and just breathing in general. Can we meet? So yeah, they're going to want to see you in person a lot. For those of you who don't yet know who this person is, it's kind of like their higher self is literally saying, can we meet? Maybe in another time, in another life. There is a lot of like what ifs and could have, and what ifs and what could have beens here with this person. I don't know if this is because either there was like a missed connection in the beginning, or if like towards the end, just things end up being different. Excuse me. Sorry. My congestion is getting crazier the more I go into the channeled messages. That's the one. So there is something here about this person truly believing you're the one. And like I said, there is a big potential for this to be something longer lasting. But what ends up happening with this relationship, like I said, is up to you. I feel like this is just how your person is going to feel. But depending on what goes on, it's up to you. But it really does seem like they're very attracted to you, like they're very much into you. Lots of physical chemistry here. Back of the deck, don't trust everything you hear. So this could be about this person, or this could be about you, like this, what this person hears about you. I feel like this is going to be a connection, like I said, like it's, how do I put this? Like there might be a lot of talk. This is part of the reason you want to keep it secret. I feel like you're surrounded by people who are very nosy about you or your person or whatever goes on. So you're not going to want to hear about a lot of what people have to say about either the both of you together or you individually. Of course, if you did want to take it from this reading, you don't have to take everything at 100% from this particular pile. Just the bits and pieces that apply to you here. Pile 1. And then we're going to do the Say When Oracle for some key times, dates, months that could be important for this connection. For my pile 1. We have 19, close to reaching goal, phase coming to a close, listen to your heart, new career. So the 19th of any month could be important. Maybe somebody here is 19, but mostly I am getting this reaching goal and like you're almost near completion here, or the beginning of something new. We have September, diligent, consistent, perfectionist, attention to detail, organized. And we have Virgo here, but this could also be Libra. So somebody here could be born in September. You may meet them in September, or they could be September 19th could be something important as well. All right, and I'll take these last three. 17, self-discipline, compassion, spiritual awareness, frequent traveler, soft yet strong. It's funny how my voice keeps wanting to get softer because like I said, I'm recovering from being sick, but I feel like you're, excuse me, pile one. I feel like your person could be soft-spoken or like a combination of soft-spoken and self-disciplined, which honestly that fits somebody who would be born in September. Like if they're on that Virgo Libra energy, I feel like a lot of people born during this time of the year tend to be this way. At least the September babies that I know are like that. November, intuitive, clairvoyant, analytical, calculates, moves ahead of time. So this could be you or your person. They could be a Scorpio or a Sagittarius or on the cusp. And 20, this is interesting. Beginning of spiritual journey. Think more about life mission, balance, big dreams come true. There is something about like you're both headed towards something big, whether that's within your careers, within your life, or even maybe even this relationship. I feel like this is the beginning of something that is a lot more advanced than the average relationship, if that makes any sense. Even though you do want to keep it casual, it's like you meet each other at a very pivotal point in your life. But this is where I leave it, pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile two. If you chose the Onyx Buffalo, then we have a reading here for you about your next romantic partner. Who is this partner going to be? How will you meet? Are they going to make the first move or you, or anything else that wants to come through? Mostly what kind of connection you're going to have and how they're going to impact you. So let's start with the card you chose. Then we're going to go into the oracles, and then we're going to go into the tarot to see more specifically how they're going to interact with you. So we have the Two of Voices. You know what's funny? Before I even started this, I was getting the hint that you are going to love this person's voice. Doesn't matter what it sounds like. I'm not exactly sure what quality of voice they may have, but you're going to love hearing them talk. You're going to love hearing their voice. There's something about their voice. You love it. But with the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords here, the Two of Voices in this deck, I do feel like they may have an accent, by the way, or even a speech impediment or like a dialect that is unique to them. I do feel like you may have trouble communicating at first, or there's something here about wanting to talk to them or them wanting to talk to you, but it's going to be a little bit of a, maybe you meet them during a Mercury retrograde, because I keep wanting to continue with this reading, but like I keep being distracted by intrusive thoughts. So maybe you get distracted a lot whenever you try to talk to them, or you both get interrupted, or there's something that comes between the both of you. Yeah, definitely a Mercury retrograde kind of connection, as in like you both may meet during this time, or you get to know them during this time. So whichever resonates more, let's go ahead and look at your cards for your person to see what kind of person they are. For my pile two, we have Against Nature. We have Spirit Guides. Your Spirit Guides are watching over your current love situations. Pay attention to repeating signs. This card also means that you are protected and it's safe for you to love. We have Friends. Oh, this is so sweet. You could already be friends with your person. I feel like you two already kind of get along. Oh, okay. She wanted to come out first. We have Demeter, Abundance. Okay, wow. You got two Animal Spirit cards. We have Dolphin Spirit, This and That Are True. We have Flamingo Spirit, Embrace the In-Between. We also have Baime, Beauty. And we have Eternal Child. I'm going to move this here actually. And this card from the Lover's Oracle, Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay, so several things. Pile two. Pile two. I feel like your person, first of all, you're already friends with this person. I feel like you will have a good back and forth. You're already going to be friends, and I feel like from there it just turns into something else. With Spirit Guides, I do feel like you and your person could actually share Spirit Guides. I've seen this actually where two people will have guides that are very similar or have guides that are kind of trying to bring them together. Because, for example, maybe you both have spirit guides who are similar because they both inspire you to create music, or maybe you have spirit guides that inspire you to do this and that. You could even share a similar, I keep hearing similar or the same spirit guide. I feel like the only reason it feels different is because this spirit guide comes to the both of you in different ways. So I do feel like you are friends with this person. With Eternal Child, this person brings out your inner child. You have a lot of fun with this person. You probably joke around a lot. You probably have a lot of fun. Or just being with them is always a great time. I feel like you already enjoy this person's company. There is something interesting here though with against nature. I feel like the only reason it would feel wrong to be with this person is because there's something a little bit, it does feel quote quote taboo, but not exactly. I feel like the only reason you even come together is because you are friends. Like you've gotten to know each other so well over a period of time. And against nature makes me think that there's going to be people who don't approve of this. You might even have friends who are kind of against your connection just because it might throw off the dynamic a little bit. Think of, I don't know why I am quoting the show Friends, but I don't really, like, I've never really watched it. I've only seen snippets of it and I know the gist of it, but what's that couple? Monica and the Chandler? I know her brother is part of the Friends group, so it would be like if somebody here, like if somebody was dating somebody's sibling and that other sibling is kind of like not okay with it because instead of being like, you know, the friend, now they have to be the person that their sibling is dating. So that kind of changes the dynamic. That's what I'm seeing. So it could be something similar to that, or even just your friends being a little weirded by it, because I feel like for a lot of you, something about this connection feels right. It could also be that maybe you come from very different backgrounds, therefore you never really thought you would end up together. Or maybe this person, or either you or your person, you're not really each other's type, but because you just adore each other so much, like you can overlook that. It could also be something, for whatever reason, I am getting a little bit of LGBTQ here, but only take that if it resonates. If you're typically not into the same gender or whatever gender this is, maybe that has something to do with this as well. And then for some of you, this could be a bit of a either a socioeconomic or an age gap, something where, like I said, people might say something about it because you two are so different, but at the same time they just want you to go for it because they can clearly see that you are into each other or that you're in love. You're gonna have two camps: people who are very much pro this relationship and people who are just weirded out or against it. Take it as it resonates, because with Friends, I do feel like people are watching the both of you. You have people in common. With Baima Beauty, I do feel like this person is very beautiful. This person is gorgeous. This person is conventionally attractive. Maybe they're socially attractive as well. Maybe this person has a lot of friends who some of their friends are a little bit superficial. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm tapping into this energy and somebody here is saying, I think, you know, this person is too good looking for this person. Either you are too good looking for them or they're too good looking for you. But for whatever reason, there's like a weird disconnect here. So a little bit of an odd pairing, but I feel like it doesn't matter to the both of you because you both adore each other. With this and that are true and embrace the in-between, I feel like there's going to be some contradictory things about this connection that you're both just going to have to like live with. I feel like there's like differences within you, but they somehow work together. I see this a lot, and maybe some of you don't want to hear this because of the current political climate or whatever, but I know it's not uncommon to see like a very conservative person end up with like a very free-spirited, free-thinking kind of person, just because those two are so opposite that they almost attract. It would be something similar to that. That doesn't have to be the case for you, Pile 2, but I do feel like you and this person are going to have something a little that when people find out about it, it's going to be a little shocking. For example, maybe there's like a significant age gap. That said, you both will be very much adults. I want you to understand that, you know, this isn't, you know, way younger and then way older. No, I feel like there might be, I don't know, like 8 years apart or something like that. For some of you, like I said, cultural significance is important. So you could have very drastic cultures, maybe even cultures that at one point didn't like each other. So I feel like with this connection, there's going to be some naysayers, but there's also going to be people who support it because love conquers all. So that's why there's a little bit of a jarring energy, which would explain why you didn't really speak to this person at first. I feel like you thought that they wouldn't be into you for whatever reason. I'm trying to Spirit wants me to tell examples of like certain cultures that at one point didn't get along, but somehow they get along with you within your connection, I mean. So I'm not going to give specific examples, but I'm sure you can think of one, pile 2. With Demeter abundance, there's going to be a lot of abundance in this connection. It wouldn't surprise me if one or the both of you make a lot of money or have the capacity to build a wealth within this connection. It wouldn't surprise me if one of you kind of catapults into like a wealth that you're not used to within this connection. It could easily be the both of you, because I do feel like you kind of inspire each other, especially with this Eternal Child card. I do feel like whenever you tap into like that inner child energy, that just imagine kids who get along together. They don't care who they are. They don't care what's going on. There's like a purity of energy. There is like a pure love, a pure affection for each other. And that energy could literally lift mountains, lift spirits. It could change the world. I feel like you two have that together, and it brings something beautiful about. Like I said, there's going to be abundance in this connection. With deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. There's going to be something about this connection that I feel like there will be people saying things about this. And if this sounds like something you're not prepared for or something that you don't want, you do not have to accept this pile 2. You can always choose another pile. But for a lot of you, this is going to ask you to take like a leap of faith to follow your heart within this connection. Because I feel like there's just going to be an undeniable pull to each other, an undeniable love for each other, regardless of what else goes on. I do feel like either you or your person, this is not your type, but you can't help but have feelings for them. So I do feel like there's something, it's almost like you're going to try and keep away from each other, but the universe will keep bringing you together. Again, either because of your friends, either because of other circumstances. I feel like there's something about getting to know each other as friends that allowed you to get to know each other as people, and because of that you just learn to adore each other, or you've come to adore each other. So with that said, if this sounds like something you want to keep hearing about, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot, because I'm very curious about this connection. I'm being shown more the connection you both have than your actual person, but I do want to get specifics about your person. Already we have air energy, so they could be an air sign: Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. For my pile 2. So I'm going to do the questions a little differently for each pile, just because each pile has something different. For this one specifically, I want to know if you already know this person, because like I said, you're going to be friends with this person first. So for some of you, you might already know them, and you might already know who this is. So do you already know this person? Emperor, that's a yes. That's a yes, because if you are feminine, if you identify as feminine, even if you're a more typically masculine woman, this person makes you want to be more feminine. This person puts you in your feminine energy. Dare I say, they make you want to submit a little bit, even though you typically don't. I feel like they bring out that feminine energy within you. And I feel like that's what really makes you want to fall for this person. If you are masculine, this person naturally makes you want to step up into your masculine energy. And if you don't really identify with either of those, this person makes you feel okay with them in whatever role you're meant to play. Because it's kind of like something just feels right about being around this person. And you both naturally work well as a pair. You work well as like a unit. It's very much, why am I hearing mommy and daddy energy? That's what I'm hearing. Regardless of your genders, we do energies here, not genders, but regardless of your genders, it's very clear cut that one person does this and the other person does that. There's like a seamless bringing of the polarities here. What kind of connection? Well, let's see who makes the first move here. For my pile 2's person, who initiates. We have the Fool. You both don't mean to, but you just kind of become a thing. Because the Fool energy is like you blindly walk into it. So it's just like you two hang out, you're together, and suddenly you start vibing, you start interacting. There's definitely this feeling that people already will assume that you're together, even just by standing next to each other, because there's something so natural about it. I know that seems odd, but I don't know if you've ever been like in public where you see two people together and people just assume they're together because they seem to go together. That's what I'm seeing. Like some people will assume two people are either friends or that they're family. There's something about you two being together that people just assume that you're a couple. So it's going to be that energy. Yeah, people may even ask. So it's going to be that kind of connection. You kind of just blindly walk into this. Maybe you both decide to go out together alone and you think you're going to hang out as friends, and before you know it, it ends up being a date, and before you know it, you're each other's person. So you both blindly walk into this, no pressure here. You just kind of become a thing. Honestly, I kind of like this vibe. It's really cute. I feel like, yeah, whatever this is, I'm all here for it, pile 2. What kind of connection will this be? We have the 7 of Swords reversed. This is a great card to have reversed, because upright, it would be deception. Reversed, this is gonna allow you to be your true version of yourself. Anywhere where you have doubted yourself, anywhere where you've hated yourself, or you've just seen like the worst versions of yourself, this person will turn around. The ringing into my ears just went crazy when I said that. This person will turn that around because they're gonna allow you to see yourself for who you really are, and vice versa. I feel like you do the same for them. There's something here about the both of you being very honest with each other that is kind of pivotal. Even if you're typically not as honest with other people, not calling anybody deceptive or a liar here. I just feel like, how with other people, we might kind of tweak our words, or we might say certain things because we can't be 100% ourselves. This connection, it's the opposite. You're 100% yourselves with each other all the time, even when it hurts, even when you don't like it. And I feel like that's part of the reason you like each other. It's like you can both handle each other at your worst and at your best. So you're not afraid of saying anything because you know that you're not going to take it the wrong way. Or even if you do, they're going to, things will be fine. Like, there's no messing it up with this person. You're very blunt and very honest with each other. The way you both communicate will make sense. Even though, like I said at the beginning, it's going to take some time before you actually get together and before you actually have a conversation. Mostly because I think of outside forces. Maybe you do have friends together, or maybe somebody here is kind of in a previous thing, a casual thing, or something that, just wasn't going to go anywhere. So there was a lot of stuff coming between you two, but it's like once together, it's easy, which it just took some time to get there. Let's go ahead, and I want to see, how will others perceive this connection? Because a lot of outside influence is kind of already in this connection. I want to see how that is going to be impacted. We have the 6 of Wands. You do have some naysayers. I want to know why. Why do people not like this connection? I just, already, like I said, there's something, the Against Nature card made me think that people will assume this is, but at the same time, it's like either you unify people or you repel people, and there's no in between. Either people are really for this or some people are completely against it. And I guess depending on why they're against it will determine. Like I said, if you're from two very different cultures that typically don't get along, I could see why people would be against it. Or again, there's something about this connection for sure. We have the Devil. Okay. Something about Page of Voices. Again, the Devil can be taboo. Some people won't like this. I'm going to use this as an example, but this does not have to be the case. I need you to understand that, pile 2. This is just the best example I can provide. If this is an LGBTQ kind of connection, you can see why certain people would dislike it, especially if you come from a very conservative culture or a culture that is still not very accepting of that. But of course, you're also going to have friends who are all for it, people who support you, who support your love, etc. That's what I'm thinking. That's just the best example I can come up with. For some of you, though, it might be like a culture clash. Like maybe everybody else around you doesn't see too much of a differences between your cultures. Yes, they're different, but they love how you blend them together. But maybe your families who want you to be more traditional don't like it. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like maybe your biological family is against it, but your found family is for it. That's what I'm seeing here. So that's how people are perceiving this. And you could even say that about certain age gaps. You know, some people are very against it, but then other people are all for it. And it all depends on how comfortable you are with that. Of course, like I said, I'm not talking about anything too crazy here. I'm just thinking, you know, maybe somebody's 40 and somebody's 60. You know, it's a wide gap, but maybe it works for you. Something like that. Whichever makes more sense here, pile 2. And then the last question is going to be, anything else we need to know about this? Anything else we need to know about this person? I keep being shown the connection and not the person so much. Anything else we need to know about pile 2's person? 10 of Swords. So when you meet them, they might be at rock bottom, or maybe they're coming out of something difficult. Same thing with you. I feel like you will go through the best and the worst together, but I feel like this is just kind of proof of how long lasting this connection is. And I'm not saying this in a way where you are being you're not playing anybody's therapist here, and you're not being the emotional, like I mean, yes, you're being emotional support, but you're not being the therapist. It's like you're not taking on everything. I just feel like you find luck within each other. Back of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. Letting me know that there is something very nurturing about this connection, and Queen of Swords. But there will be like this, oh, interesting, 3 queens, 8 of Cups. There's going to be, when you first meet each other, or at some point in this connection, somebody here is going to be very emotionally shut down, or like somebody's not going to be in their emotions. In fact, they're thinking with all logic, and maybe they're even thinking about material wealth here, maybe to a fault. I feel like within this connection, you learn to undo certain patterns, because emotional unavailability was very much a thing for the both of you. But as you become friends and you become emotionally available through this friendship, or while you maintain this friendship, you start to see things of each other. It's kind of like I said, when you first met each other, there was some sort of hindrance. There was some sort of blockage to the both of you actually having time to talk. But then you get to actually get to know each other, and then you learn a lot about each other. And I feel like it's very, this connection is rather therapeutic. I feel like the both of you talk a great deal about things that matter to you. There's also a lot of action in this connection. With Mars, with Emperor, we have Mars energy. So you could both be very active, or you could enjoy doing a similar activity. You could meet each other through an activity that you both do, whether it's a sport, a hobby. I do feel like it could also be the gym, of course. We do have Mars energy there. But I feel like, yeah, there's something different about this connection. But when people see you interact, it makes sense. It makes sense to them. For whatever reason, I don't know why I keep getting all these shows that I don't really watch, but I know enough about them and I've seen enough clips about them to kind of get the gist. But I'm seeing in Modern Family, what's Sofia Vergara's character? Gloria and her husband, the older rich dude. That's what I'm seeing. And of course, you want to assume things about them when you first see them, because, you know, she's quite clearly a very attractive, much younger woman, and he's an older, wealthier man. But then you see that how they actually interact, and it makes sense because they have a chemistry that works for them. They have a thing that works for them. So that's what I'm seeing. People may want to say something, but then they get to know you and it's like, oh, well, this connection actually works. And it's like, well, no, duh, it works. You two wouldn't be together if it didn't make sense here. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice. But yeah, this connection will open up back your emotions is what I'm hearing / seeing. So for my pile 2, I'm going to start with the Say When oracles, just to give us like some time frames that could be important here. And then we're going to do channeled messages from your person. We have number 29. Time for change, fulfilling, joyful, listen to your heart, confident, trust in yourself. So somebody here could be the age of 29, or somebody here could have been born on the 29th. And if you want triple confirmation, pile 2, I had to ask for people's birthdays today, and 2 people, literally 2 people that I met today were born on the 29th. Specifically, it was January 29th. It doesn't have to be January, of course, but it was so odd. Different years, of course, but I even told him, I was like, you know, you're the second person today that I've met that has the same birthday. So I feel like for me, this is triple confirmation for you that I had to tell you here, pile 2. We have stop waiting. You have given it your best shot and a significant amount of your time and energy. Time to let go. So with stop waiting, there's several ways to take this. Either if you already know who this person is and you want to take a chance on them, then stop waiting and just go ahead and shoot your shot, pile 2, if you want to make the first move. But like I said, I feel like it could also be that you both know that you're kind of going to be a thing. You kind of want to go out together. And maybe you're both kind of just like pushing it off until next time, until finally you're like, you know what, let's just go out. So I do feel like for a lot of you, you're just going to stop waiting and you're going to ask them out. They're going to ask you out. We have 25, change, big decisions, new sense of self, sadness, difficulty in adapting, heartbroken. Like I said, somebody here is heartbroken, but this relationship kind of heals that, or makes you or other people forget about the heartbreak, which I know seems odd, but that's what I'm seeing. Somebody here, again, could be 25 or could have been born on the 25th. I'm going to get 2 more cards for you, pile 2. Okay, we have January. Oh my gosh. Okay, like I said, January 29th. Maybe somebody here was born that day. Fearless, resilient, rebellious, mischievous, fun, troublemaker. So somebody here could be a Capricorn, or they could be an Aquarius, or they could have been born January. Maybe you met them in January 29th or 25th, which are both Aquarius dates. And the last card. It's funny because I keep thinking of January, and I know a lot of people born in January, specifically friends and family. Like I said, somebody here is going to be weirded out that somebody here, maybe this is like, again, this could be your friend's sibling. This could be somebody's something. Why did I hear uncle? Is somebody here trying to date somebody's uncle? Which, you know, aunts and uncles could be of any age. I know aunts and uncles that are literally the same age as their nieces and nephews. So it could be something like that. And maybe somebody here is going to joke that somebody's going to be their auntie or uncle now. Like I said, it kind of, there's something a little, to me, it almost seems a little silly, honestly. Okay, last card is Friday. Passion, pleasure, sensuality, romance, affection, and appreciation. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun with this person. I feel like Fridays maybe when you meet the most. Maybe your days off are on Fridays. All right, let's get some channel messages for you and your person. Well, from your person. These are going to be from your person, depending on what it is. Okay. We have It Still Hurts. Stop asking. Rise and rise again. Like I said, somebody here is going through a heartbreak and they get over it in this connection. I don't know how outspoken whoever is heartbroken is about their heartbreak, but I feel like it's definitely going to be a thing. Like maybe somebody won't even tell someone until like much later. It's like, you know what? I was heartbroken. We were going out, but I'm glad I went out with you because that helped me get over it. That's what I'm hearing. Stop asking lets me know that maybe the both of you kind of get tired of being asked certain questions. Like, how did you meet? Or how did it happen? How did you... Like, there's just a lot of intrusive questions. I feel like the community at large is going to be very involved in your connection, whether it's your friends or family. With Rise and Rise Again, I feel like you guys just lift each other up. Like, the both of you, you lift each other up every time. And this is why you just have a fondness for each other. We have We Need to Talk. Yeah, you need to talk because I feel like your conversations are amazing and you're both going to be very, very much into whatever you have to discuss. And the last one is, darling, this feels so right. Yeah, there's something about this just feeling right. Even your lover's oracle card said, deep down, you know the truth. Deep down, you know what feels right. There's something about this that just works, even if nobody else really seems to see it. And then I just want to know why. People just want to know why you're into each other. Again, I don't know what it is about this connection, pile 2. And like I said, I feel like I didn't get too much about your person. But I feel like for a lot of you, you already know who this is. Or you know people are going to say something about it. This person and you have undeniable chemistry and a great friendship that blossoms into a beautiful love. and I feel like it's just gonna be amazing. Love always wins. Again, for those of you who identify with the more LGBTQIA aspect of this, I remember when gay marriage became legal in the U.S. We kept saying love wins because it did, because love won. So I feel like that could be more confirmation for those of you who identify that way. But regardless, love always wins. So this is where I leave it, pile 2. Whatever love you and your person have, it's going to overcome so much. And I feel like you're both going to be so happy about it. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the soapstone owl, then we have a reading here for you about your next romantic partner. We're going to see who they are, how you meet them, what kind of connection you're going to have, and anything else that wants to come through in terms of your next romantic person. So I don't know why I'm getting 2 things. One, I have the song Venus as a Boy by Bjork in my head for you. It's a very cute song. So this person, if they are a man, I feel like they could have very strong Venusian traits. So they're going to be very charming, very attractive, even if it's on a more, like they could be, how do I say this? It's like conventionally attractive. Like people definitely think they're good looking. Also something just pleasant about them. Like they're going to be very easygoing. Even if they're a woman, same thing. They could bring out a lot of very Venusian traits in you. So this is somebody who's going to want to make you dress up a little bit nicer, want to be a little bit more pleasant. Their Venus could have something conjunct in your astrological chart. And 2, you chose the owl, and I just kept hearing who is this? Who is it? So I don't know. That was cute. And I use this a lot. I never think of like the noises that owls make. But let's go ahead and look at the oracles for you, and then we're going to go into the tarot to see more specifically how you guys will interact. So we have the 4 of Wands, the 4 of Inspiration. So you could meet this person at a party, or you could just enjoy having a good time with them. I feel like you're going to be very social with this person. They're going to want to take you out places. You're going to like wine and dine you, or maybe even just go to like social events together. Like you and this person will want to go out and be seen well. Let's go ahead and look at your pre-selected oracles. So we have Cernunnos, shape-shifting. We have Yuki-onna, release. We have Starfish, open to infinite possibility. We have the Stone. We have, I'm going to save these 2 for last because they're about your connection. We have Mirror, number 14. And then we have One More Try, give your relationship another chance. This card is a sign that a connection is not over and that both parties still have a path to go together. This is worth fighting. It is worth fighting for this love. And then we also got Manifest Your Soulmate. And if you want to look at this and have this little spell or ritual that you want to enact, you can. But I feel like for a lot of you, you've been manifesting a soulmate. And for some of you, just because we do have the One More Try card, this could be somebody that you've been trying to manifest. It doesn't necessarily have to be an ex. It could be somebody from your past that maybe you never really got a full chance with, or maybe you only went out on one date, but there was never a second. I feel like this is somebody that you want to give one more try just to see if there's anything here. Especially with the Stone and the Mirror. I feel like if there's a reason you were repelled by this person at first, it was probably because you had very similar traits and maybe you weren't ready to see that. Let's go ahead and get the other 2 cards. So we have this little dove. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. And Alchemical Wedding, and this came out in another pile as well, a previous pile. If you're from that pile, this could just be further confirmation, pile 3. So it is possible that you reunite with this person or meet this person at a wedding. Of course, this could also be something about your wedding. If you end up, tying the knot, if you end up walking down the aisle with this person, because it does seem like a possibility. So this person is many things to many people. And I feel like at first, or maybe in the beginning when you first met this person, that was something that you didn't really like or care for. Mostly because I think some of you thought it was either fake or not genuine. But I feel like this person has to play many things to many people. Either they are in the public eye or they just play a role in a lot of different people's lives. With release, I do feel like somebody here had to release something. More likely your person, but it could also be you, pile 3. I feel like there's something about possibilities, shape-shifting, release, mirroring. When you first met each other, you were going through many different things. It was not the time to get together. And maybe you even repelled each other. It's kind of like there's a lot of chaotic energy when I'm tapping into how you two meet. It's possible that you meet through friends. It's possible that you meet at an event. But there was a lot going on. With this stone, I do feel like somebody here, at their core, I feel like your person, they do have a set of beliefs or like a set personality that they don't really change for anybody. And the person you met when you first got with this person, or when you were first introduced to them, was not exactly who they are, because they had to be something else. And it's kind of like I'm literally seeing like a look in their eyes where they kind of wish they could be honest with you about who they are, but they couldn't at the time. So it's interesting. I do feel like you meet at an event. It could be through work, it could be through friends. They were playing a role, and because they liked you so much, or maybe because you liked them so much, there was a wishing for something to be released, especially here. And I do feel like this could be almost like you meet each other again by chance, or maybe one or the both of you try to manifest somebody here. I feel like they may be trying to manifest you. Honestly, I feel like this person, if you're somebody who typically doesn't manifest soulmates like this could be somebody who wanted to manifest you back, and I feel like they did. I'm literally seeing somebody like trying to work up the courage to talk to you, to be something to you, and it just doesn't work. And then some time passes and you end up with each other again. And I feel like that will be like a discussion you both have. It's like, I haven't seen you, since that thing, or I haven't seen you in some time. This could easily be a work situation, because I feel like being in a particular career could bring this kind of situation about. Or again, like I said, friends. If you had friends in common and you only see each other at like friends' weddings or gatherings, I am seeing that. With open to infinite possibility, there is something about this connection. It brings on a lot of different possibilities. It's like you both could have a little bit of anything and everything. This connection literally does have the possibility to be anything it needs to be, whether it's long term, short term, long distance for some of you. Maybe this person doesn't even live where you are. For whatever reason, I'm getting this particular situation, like if you both have, like I said, friends in common that are getting married. Some people, when they get married, they have like 7 parties before the actual wedding, or including the wedding itself. Maybe this is something like that. Or maybe you met at a wedding and then you meet at, the baby shower after they have a kid or something like that. That's what I'm seeing. So I feel like you have something connecting the both of you together. If it's work, it could just be the same company that you both work for, or the same field that brings you together every year or so. I do feel like sometime takes place before you actually get together, but that impression is long lasting. Like that impression stays with them or with you. I feel like it's more them with you, because you may not even be thinking about this person when they come back. Mirror lets me know that you do mirror certain aspects within each other, and that's what you both like about each other. Like you're both very similar in some aspect or regard. You may not even know this until much later on. Like maybe you both have the same, for example, diet, or maybe you both like to go to the same places for vacation, or you both have a similar habit. This is so interesting. Alchemical wedding, to me, in this particular deck, is the card of relationships. The alchemy deck doesn't really have relationship like cards to it, because it's all about alchemy and chemistry and how things work. But for it to come out in this reading lets me know that there is something very compatible about the both of you. So what else is coming through? You both could be something similar. Like maybe you're both the same element of sign in astrology. So you could both be either water signs or earth signs, or you could both maybe be born in the same month. There's going to be something similar about the both of you. Maybe you both have a similar background. Maybe you're both from like the same place, or something, but you didn't exactly grow up together. So with that said, I want to move on to the tarot because I feel like I want to know more about how you get together, because like I said, there's something interesting here where you're not exactly eye to eye straight away, or like you take some time before you get together, but you will know of each other. So for my pile 3, I want to see who makes the first move. Some of you may know this person already, but some of you do not. I am getting that right away. And the questions will be different in each pile, just because each pile has like a different situation. Like the previous pile was very specific, and this one is a very different kind of specific as well. So, pile 3. Again with the 4 of Wands. I do feel like they make the first move. I'm going to get another card to clarify this. I feel like you get together at a party. Like I just keep seeing like a gathering, a social gathering if it's not a party. 2 of Swords. Sorry, this is the 7 of Swords. It looks like a 2 because this 7 upside down looks like a 2. This is the 7 of Swords reversed. Like I said, somebody here couldn't be themselves at a particular event when you two met each other. I don't know. This could literally be like a costume party and they wish they were like dressed as their regular person as opposed to something else. Or this could be, again, if we are literally talking about a wedding, somebody had to be like a maid of honor or a groomsman. So they couldn't fully enjoy the wedding because they had to, you know, take care of like the brides and grooms' needs here. Somebody here couldn't be themselves for whatever reason. All right, next question. How do they see you? What brings them back? What brings them back? We have the High Priestess. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is something that cannot be described. So, you know, when you meet somebody and you just love their energy and you don't know why, that's what I'm getting from this person. They don't know why. Like, yes, there's an attraction. Yes, there's an interest. They don't know why they want to manifest you, but they want to see you again. I feel like they really enjoy something about you. It's kind of like there's something mysterious about you that they really enjoy. Like the High Priestess energy is very mysterious. Maybe you literally do have some sort of psychic ability and they know about this and they kind of want to seek you out for that as well. But this person is interested on an energetic level. They do not understand, but they're very drawn to it. They absolutely adore it. Yeah. So why do they want you? They don't even know themselves. I just know that they like you. What kind of relationship will this be? What kind of connection? That's my second most pressing question, because I feel like I couldn't read much about this relationship. You could just decide to go out on a date because they insisted. We have the 6 of Pentacles. So this is definitely a very balanced connection. It's one, it could feel transactional at first, but I feel like it's one where you're both very fair, honest, and just with each other. If you're used to relationships where one person gives more than the other, either somebody takes too much or somebody gives too much, I feel like this connection will be a breath of fresh air. This person is going to make sure you're taken care of, or they're going to make sure that things are fair. They're going to make sure that you are feeling the way you want to feel. It's interesting. I feel like for some of you, you have manifested this person. And if so, I feel like you manifested somebody that was just a little too perfect. And it could even weird you out at first. It's like you're looking through your list of manifestations for your next partner. And this person could literally meet all of them. And it could even weird you out a little bit. So I am getting that for some of you. I want to see the longevity of this connection. How long will it last? And if there's potential for commitment here. Okay, we have Temperance. As long as you wanted to. Temperance is very much like a very fluid kind of timing. I also think you will go through times when you talk a lot and times when you don't. So if this ends up being something long-term, you're going to have enough freedom that you're going to be okay with this. And if it's something shorter term, it's going to be exactly what you needed for that time. So I'm not really seeing longevity it's more like whatever you want it to be, it's what it's gonna be. The one thing I keep getting though is that for some of you, this might feel a little too much of what you wanted. And I feel like some of you are gonna want something that is just a little bit different enough that you kind of have to work for it or fight enough for it to make it feel earned. And maybe that's something you have to look within yourself, pile 3. I do feel like that's a very interesting thing to come through. For some of you, this might be a little too on the nose. Maybe you manifested something and it was a little bit too much of what you wanted. You kind of wanted something unexpected. Anything else we need to know about this person? I want to know more about this person. We have the King of Pentacles. This person has money. This person, they could be an earth sign. If they don't have money, they will because they're good with it. Maybe some of you just... Did some of you like try to manifest a little sugar daddy, sugar mama or something like that? Maybe this is what you got and you weren't expecting it. There's, for whatever reason, pile 3, I do feel you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable just because this is somebody you're not used to. You're not used to somebody pursuing you. You're not used to somebody kind of like wondering and thinking about you. You're not used to somebody taking care of you. Like this is gonna be the kind of person that if you do end up having like a casual date or something, they're gonna pay for your cab. And maybe you're not used to that. Maybe you're used to like, you know, doing your own thing or just being more independent. This person is gonna change up how you view relationships and even change the way you see how partners can be. So like I said, this could be short-term or long-term. That's up to you. What this person is going to do is change your mind about what it is you want out of a partner. They're going to show you a different kind of partner and how they can be. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, this person, if they don't have money, they definitely have stability. And maybe some of you are not used to stability. Back of the deck. The 4 of Cups. Also, if you're trying to get over a particular situation, this person is going to help you get over that. Like if you have a broken heart, if you are still kind of hung up on somebody from the past, this person, they're just going to help you get over them. So take this as it resonates. Some of you could be with this person long term. Some of you might be a little bit shorter term. It all depends how comfortable you are with this connection. Lots of earth energy. So if some of you are not used to earth energy, I can see you kind of being like not into it. This would be somebody who does want a long-term partner. But if you don't want that, I feel like they'd be understanding and okay with that as well. I feel like this person is kind of used to it. Very mature energy from them. They could be a little bit older than you, or at the very least more emotionally mature. Yeah, emotionally mature for sure. The Muse of Pentacles. I do see this person being like an earth sign. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. With a little bit of fire, because Temperance is Sagittarius and 4 of Wands is, well, it's fire energy in general. What's underneath that? We have the Chariot. Yeah, this person, honestly, they could even help you move forward in life somehow. Maybe they have great career networks or connections that could help you out. 8 of Swords reversed. This person, like I said, they help you see a new way of life. 3 of Wands. They open up a new door for you. And it's so interesting because I'm getting, this person really adores you. I don't know if you feel the same way, but they definitely show you a different life. And I kind of like that because I feel like some of you needed to know what it feels like to be taking care of somebody who doesn't expect anything from you except yourself and to just show up. This person, I feel like they're going to do all the work. And some of you, like I said, you may or may not understand that or be into that or even be comfortable with it, but you're going to learn with this connection, regardless of how long it lasts. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to our closing advice. This has been some of the most interesting energy because this person, they do not take anything personally. That's so interesting. The fact that I was kind of blown away by that King of, or the Muse of Pentacles card, maybe some of you, like, you will know this person has a good job and everything, but you probably won't know how much they make until something happens, and then you're going to be blown away. I'm being shown, I haven't seen this movie, but I know like a little bit of what goes on in, what is it, Crazy Rich Asians, where she kind of just goes along with her, is he her fiance or boyfriend? I don't know. She's with this guy. She doesn't understand how crazy rich he is until they go visit his family. That's what I'm seeing. Like, some of you are going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't know you made, you know, that much. Like, some of you may have had some sort of, like, you may have thought you knew, and then you see their paycheck or their house or there's something, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you might go halfsies on the first date, but then like by the third, second, they're gonna like, I'll just pay for it. Interesting. So pile 3. Darling, this feels so right. Yeah, like I said, they like how you feel. Like, they like your energy. This person does not know how to put a name on it. I don't think they're very spiritually aware, or even if they are, it'll probably be like more of a mindfulness thing. And maybe they know how to pick up on energy, but they're not. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be one of the first few people where they're like really into your energy. I just want to know why. They're going to ask a lot of questions. They're going to ask you a lot of questions. They're really going to want to get to know you. I want you. Yep. I'm really sorry. This person is a sweetheart. I feel like honestly, this person is either used to rejection or they feel inferior somehow, which is so disheartening because I feel like they're really sweet. At the very least, very considerate. The one that got away. Like I said, I feel like they're going to see you as the one that got away because you meet and they don't see you for a while, and then you kind of come upon each other again. Like somebody here tries to manifest the other. Another way of seeing this, if this for whatever reason doesn't end up being long term, I feel like they're going to see you as the one that got away. Maybe you could see them as the one that got away, but regardless, this is going to be a very interesting connection where you're going to remember each other for some time. Back of the deck, why not? And love always wins. They're going to ask a lot of whys. Lots of who's and lots of whys. This person is really going to test your limitations. Like if you say you can't do something, they're going to be the first to say, well, why not? You know, maybe some of you want to do XYZ, but you feel like you're limited. And they're like, well, why not? Like this person doesn't believe in limitations. They really do feel like they can do anything and everything in the world. Hence why they have a chance of manifesting you. They manifest you somehow. I don't know where you meet each other, but they manifest you somehow without intending to. Like I said, this person is not very spiritual, but they do manifest. Let's get some key dates and times here for my pile 3. Your next romantic partner, when you could meet them, or important dates. We have Tuesday, adventurous, courageous, productive, start new projects. This person is a go-getter. They like to start new projects. They probably have multiple projects going on at the same time. Tuesday could be a day that they work a lot, or when they manifest the most. We have Wednesday, creative, intellectual, start artistic projects, mixed emotions. They could be equal parts creative and intellectual. This person is very interesting because I feel like they believe that multiple things can be true at the same time. This person is a bit of a people pleaser. They like to believe many things, even if they're contradictory at the same time. Like I said, very strong Venusian energy. They could be a Libra. Libra would make sense for this person. January, fearless, resilient, rebellious, mischievous, fun, and troublemaker. So this person could have been born January, or you could meet them in January. They could be a Capricorn or an Aquarius, or have those planets strongly aspected. Yeah, especially with the Earth energy, probably strong Capricorn here. All right, last ones. We have August. Playful, diva, material girl, natural leader, inspiring, creative. We have Leo. So somebody here could have been born August, which would make them either Leo or Virgo. Some of you could be August as well. Sorry, Leos as well. You could be Leos. Maybe some of you are August babies or January babies. Maybe both, honestly. And then we have spring, new beginnings, birth, starting anew. You can meet this person in the spring. For some of you, is August the springtime and anywhere in the world? That could be something here. But regardless, I feel like you meet them in the spring. Back of the deck, Sunday. Powerful, relax, recuperate, spend time with loved ones. This person could enjoy spending time with the people that they adore and love. This could be family. This could be their pets. Somebody that they truly adore. Springtime. I keep hearing springtime. You may meet them in the springtime. But this is where I leave it, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the smoky quartz heart, then we have a reading here for you about your next partner, who's going to be your next romantic partner, what kind of connection will you have, what's going to go on, maybe how you'll meet or who's going to approach you. So before this pile, I don't typically do this, but I was rehearsing a lot saying your name, pile 4. So I feel like your next romantic partner, they could be somebody who's a bit of a perfectionist, or they could just like to practice things, rehearse things before things get rolling. I also have George Michael's, or is it Wham? I can't remember who sings it, but George Michael definitely sings it. It's Careless Whisper. And I think everybody knows that song now because it's basically a meme. The intro to that song is a meme, but it's a beautiful song about, I mean, very sexy song for sure, but it's about dancing with a friend. I would listen to that song in its entirety if you'd never had before, Pile 4. It is a classic. It is the ultimate love song, I think. But anyway, let's go ahead and see who your partner is, your next romantic partner. We have the Star. I love this. I do feel like your person kind of likes to be the center of attention. They definitely have a bit of a fiery energy to them. They like to entertain. They could be in the entertainment industry. Maybe they're an actor or a musician, something along those lines. If not, I feel like they get attention very easily. They're a little bit funny, not gonna lie. I'm specifically getting, I said fiery energy, and I'm not just talking about Western astrology. I'm thinking about how in Chinese or lunar astrology, the fire years tend to be this way. They're very charismatic. They have a bit of a showsmanship to them. And these are the years ending in either 6 or 7. So your partner could have been born in a year that ends or 6 or 7. That ends in 6 or 7. The Star is also Aquarius energy, so they could have Aquarian energy. Let's go ahead and get their cards though. So for my pile 4, we have Ool Focus. We have Pig Spirit. Use your mind wisely. This is so cute. I'm going to save these for last because this is how the connection is. We have Newt Fertility. We have Eros. Okay. Okay, pile 4. I get it. We have Children. This card signifies innocence and your inner child. Being playful and curious is important for you right now. This card also says that children play a part in your love life. There is a possibility for getting pregnant or a new beginning is on the horizon. That next to Fertility and Eros. Right away, pile 4. You and this person are definitely going to be getting it on quite a bit. Quite a bit, and I think that ups your chances of being fertile with this person. So if you don't want that, please take the precautions. But I do feel there's a huge sensual chemistry between you and your person. And then we also have Duality 27. Interesting that I said that their year could end in 7, and then we have 47 and 27 here. Also 17. So yeah, the number 7 could be of importance here. This is actually 71. So number 7 is important for you, pile 4. And then we have Lead and Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. I like this person for you. I feel like this is going to be a very, very passionate relationship. Like you and this person, definitely, you're very attracted to each other, very physically attracted. Also, personality-wise, you're very attracted to each other. I feel like you have a lot of fun with this person. It's an instant... This is like classical, passionate romance. And I feel like you're both very instantly attracted. I could easily see this being like a love at first sight or attraction at first sight. Definitely instant lust here between you and your person. Like I said, with children, yes, your inner child will come out with this person. I feel like you two will have a lot of fun. You're probably going to feel young again with this person. But again, I feel like you could be very fertile with this person. If you want children, you could have children with this person. Because I feel like there's something here about your sensual chemistry, and I can best describe this through astrology. Certain aspects make you more likely to be fertile with a person according to astrology. I don't know how it translates to biology, but I feel like we're just more, just how certain people tend to, turn you on a little bit more than others. I feel like that says something about attraction. It's just our human biology to be attracted to people that we could possibly procreate with. I am going to read from the book for Lead, because Lead and Duality are kind of throwing me off a little bit. Also, I need to censor this. I just realized that. But you and your person, you're definitely going to have a lot of fun with each other. And I mean that in every sense of the word. pile 4. So from the book, we have lead. Density, weight, Saturn. Lead is the first metal. Its properties are heavy, dense, and unwaveringly steady. It is often perceived as the metal that initiated the entire alchemical drive to turn what is base into what is noble. Lead to gold. It correlates to the planet Saturn and its love of rules and structure. On one hand, this card implies a fixed position or burden that may be weighing down the work. On the other hand, lead can arrive just in time to ground the situation, to bring an alchemist back to the humble beginnings. Either way, the presence of lead is sobering. We cannot ignore it. The impatient alchemist may be discouraged to see it in a laboratory, as it reminds us of how far we have to go. So several things. One, I feel like this connection, even though it's very fiery and you have a lot of fun with this person, it can be very grounding in a way. It could be very Saturn dominant. Maybe somebody here has somebody here is a Capricorn or has a lot of very strong Saturn placements, or maybe even Saturn and Capricorn, which a particular, I know my generation has it. The people born, I was born 1990, so I think a year after and before. I forget how long Saturn lasts, but I do feel like this connection, it can be sobering either because even though you're both very fiery together, you kind of like, things just make sense, especially with focus. In fact, this makes more sense. Through embracing each other, you get both parts stability and fun. And I feel like that's hard to obtain because I feel like you both, either you or your person, maybe more so your person, they kind of crave the new, they crave the exciting, the novel. There's something here about wanting, like, not just a humdrum life, they want something interesting. And when you both come together, I feel like one person provides the stability and the other person provides the fun. And together you just make the kind of life that you both want, equal parts. That's why there's a duality here. And that makes sense with lead, or the metal lead. Another thing I'm getting is that, like I said, if it's possible that if you both end up having children together, that kind of makes you want to settle down and grow up. Like maybe you had a hard time wondering when you would settle down. I feel like this is kind of like a wake-up call. And I'm not saying that children should be that, but for a lot of you, I feel like, and you don't have to take this if it doesn't resonate, I feel like some people, it takes having children to want to settle down, grow up, and just, you know, be a little bit more stable in their life. It makes people need to seek stability somehow. I don't want to say grow up per se, because I feel like that's a little, I don't know, I just feel like it's a weird way of saying it, but you know, it's getting your ish together here. So with or without getting pregnant together, you and your person could definitely get your ish together. Even though typically you wouldn't want to. I could easily see this being somebody who's been dating around for a while and like nothing has ever made them want to settle until they see and meet you. Because there's something about these two cards are the connection. So it's like this connection, when you embrace, you stabilize each other. Even if typically you don't really make sense in any other way. So this person is very focused. I feel like they're very hardworking. Like despite the flashiness that they may have, because I do see this person, I mean, look at this little pig wearing a freaking, that's not a tutu. I thought it was a tutu, but it's wearing wings and it's really cute. And I get the whole thing about pigs flying and even the star. This person could have, on the outside, they could dress very flashy, or they could even dress in a very like theatrical manner, or especially if this is like a straight dude, they probably wear colors that are like not very heteronormative for whatever they are. Like they could wear very flashy clothing, but it's like this connection makes them want to settle down and want to do stuff. You know, I don't know, like they want to be a provider for you. Of course, I'm talking very heteronormatively. You can just switch the genders around if you feel the need to do so. Somebody here dresses flashy, but in this connection, they kind of grow. With nude fertility, the nighttime is important here, definitely. Just because it is evening when I'm recording this. I'm not sure if you can see the light. It's getting darker as I record, but I kind of wanted that. Newt. The goddess Newt. I feel like somebody here, this could be you. I feel like this is why they're really into you. You bring a very calm energy to your person. Like the embrace, I feel, is you, because there's another deck I have. of Egyptian gods. And Nut is kind of like covering the entire world because she is the night sky. That's how I see you, Pile 4. This is how your person sees you. You embrace them. You bring like this calmness to them. You bring this serenity to them. And they find that very, very alluring and attractive, seductive even. Because typically I think they're very focused. I feel like they're very sharp. They're always doing stuff. And then you come around and they chill out a little bit. You know, it's like you come around and they can breathe. And again, there's something beautiful about this connection. Like, it's very lusty, it's very hot. Like, I feel like people are going to love you two together because you're going to be a very good looking couple. And this could easily be a couple that does PDA as well. That wouldn't surprise me. Like, you don't care who's watching. You're just like gonna make out and be cute and hot and a little gross. You're gonna be a little gross, I'll be honest. You're gonna be a little, like, some people might be annoyed by this, but me personally, I love it. I think it's cute. I love it when couples are very openly, expressively loving towards each other. I mean, better that than people who hate each other or pretend. I don't know. I see more couples who look like they dislike each other than people who look like they like each other. And you two are definitely not afraid to let people know that you're each other's person and that you adore each other. I'm hearing Lana Del Rey's, is it called Blue Jeans? I Will Love You Till the End of Time. Yeah, I keep hearing that. And that song itself is a bit dramatic as well. So, with that said, I want to move on to the tarot because I love this energy, Pile 4. Your next romantic partner, they're going to be something else. So, yeah. And I want to thank you for clicking on today's video. Video. Sorry, I just got off of an 8-hour shift and I'm a little loopy, but I got really excited for this energy. Whatever this is, I don't know, I wanted to do the reading right now. Because I tap into the energies like before I start recording. It's a little preview download, I guess. But let's go ahead and get your cards. So, for my Pile 4. And I also have to apologize. I have a little bit of congestion because I'm still kind of recovering from a cold. I don't know what I had. I was sick last week and still a little congested. So I sound a little bit more like a child than I usually do. Pile. This person could be an oversharer, by the way. But I feel like they're entertaining. All right, so who makes the first move? I'd be surprised if it wasn't your person. We have the 8 of Wands. Okay, they wanted to make the first move. They wanted to, and then something happened. Something got in the way. Something stopped them. Because the 8 of Wands the 8 of Wands upright would mean like they get with you right away. But reversed, I feel like something got in the way. I don't know, something got in the way of them wanting to approach you. I feel like they wanted to approach you literally the first time they met you or the first time they saw you, but they couldn't. There's a similar story in a lot of these piles, by the way. I feel like 2 other piles have said something similar where they wanted to approach you, but they couldn't. And I'm kind of wondering why that is. You could have met during, like, for example, a retrograde, or maybe they saw you once and didn't see you again and then you came back around, or it took some time before they got to see you again. Because I feel like they didn't want to come on too strong, is what I'm getting from this person. Can I get another card for this? We have the 2 of Wands. Yeah, somebody here was seeing somebody else. It could have been them, it could have been you. It's interesting what we have here, though. There's a telescope. I feel like they were watching you. And they assumed that you were with somebody because maybe they saw you with somebody, or vice versa. I feel like it's them, though, because I really do feel like it's them who wanted to come in first. Also, I love these little red planets. I wonder if that's supposed to be Mars, because Wands energy would be Martian in. A little bit Martian in nature. So, with that said, let's see. The questions are different for each pile. This one I want to see, what kind of connection will this be? What kind of relationship will you have with your next romantic partner? We have the Hierophant reversed. I love this. This is Taurus energy. Maybe somebody here's a Taurus. This is not a karmic connection. That's what I'm hearing. It is not a karmic connection. You don't learn anything. Even though I know I said in the oracles, like, this person kind of matures and stabilizes and grows up a little bit. That's them, but I don't think it's you. I feel like you make them want to do that. You make them want to get their ish together. So it may seem like it's a little bit of there is stability, believe it or not, but it's not going to be conventional stability. Like whatever connection you two have, it works for you, even though it may not work for everybody else. There's something about this connection, it's just going to work for the both of you. Maybe you both decide to be poly, or you're in an open thing, or maybe you're long distance or something here. Like whatever this is, it's a little unconventional, but you're okay with it. Yeah, because the Hierophant, actually the Hierophant can be seen as a card of marriage because of the bureaucracy that it kind of comes along with. That's like a more traditional way of seeing the Hierophant. I take it as karmic lessons because I think that's a little bit more universal. But for your person and you make this work, even though it doesn't really seem to make sense to other people. What kind of partner will they be? Five of Wands. This person, like, they have a lot of energy. I really feel like they might be a fire sign or have a lot of fiery energy, but they have a lot of energy. You and this person are going to have a lot of fun having banter. And I feel like this is just such a passionate relationship. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's going to be, that's going to be my next question. Will this be more long-term or short-term? But it wouldn't surprise me if it's more short-term, just because of how passionate it is. Like, it could easily be a fling, or you just like you don't get it. I rarely see people like this get married, but if for whatever reason you do get married and you have this kind of like lust for each other long term, then my applause to you. I feel like you're gonna have so much fun with each other. Yeah, my next question was like, is this meant to be long-term or short-term? Because I feel like if you've already attracted a person like this, pile 4, you would want to know if this one's actually going to stay. Judgment, long-term. Long-term. And even if you were to break up, even if you were to divorce, or even if you were to not be together, you would still be like friends in each other's lives. Because, well, mostly because I feel like I said, you probably will end up having children together if you want them and if you can, of course. But I still, like, even if you blend your families, I feel like your children will end up becoming like true friends. Like they might feel more like siblings than any other sibling. I'm specifically seeing somebody here probably has like an only child. If you already have children, that is. Like maybe somebody here has an only child and they become like really good friends with like these new step siblings. And it's like, even if you were to separate, they will still be friends, which is very sweet. There is something here about community that I feel like has been a little bit overlooked. But you and your partner, this is a very pivotal kind of relationship. And I feel like it's fated in what it was meant to bring out of the both of you. Let's get your last card. Anything else we need to know about this connection? Page of Pentacles. I'm hearing uprooting. I'm hearing starting new finances, whatever that may mean. Maybe somebody starts a new job, or somebody like starts something new financially. So this could actually be a reset for somebody's finances here, is what I'm hearing. Maybe somebody helps somebody else with debt, or helps them get rid of debt, or helps them with their career. This is going to be impactful financially as well, especially with Taurus here. Look, Tauruses, absolutely love them. Tauruses know how to handle their money. I say that as somebody who has actually helped people in her relationships with their finances. Like, that's not something people talk enough about, but this is going to be something within your connection that I feel like it's actually going to help you out. Like I said, you end up staying friends for a long time. Back of the deck, we have the 7 of Wands. Lots of fun. Look, you and your person, I feel like you may be in bed more than anything. Let's put it that way. And if that's all your relationship is, and that's what you want, and that's what works for you, that's fine, pile 4. I think it's cute. I think it's sweet. But regardless, there's an instant attraction. 6 of Swords reversed. There's a coming back home, a coming back to something. For some of you, this is a kind of connection you always dreamed of. And it's like you come back to some dream, or come back to an idea that you didn't think would be possible. And here, like, the universe has shown you that it very much is. Some of you may have like imagined this kind of love or this kind of marriage like when you were younger. I mean, I don't know how much younger, because like I said, this is pretty spicy, but I don't know. I know that seems weird, but for some of you, because I'm seeing, you know how when you grow up and you see certain couples on TV, like married couples? For me specifically, it was like the Addams family, Morticia and Gomez. Like how they were just so passionate and like crazy about each other. That, like, to me, that would have been an ideal marriage. Maybe some of you had a similar thing. It could be any, famous or well-known TV couple that you always hope that you would have that kind of marriage or relationship with. I keep saying marriage because for a lot of you, you will end up being with this person long term. You will end up committing. I find it hard to believe that you wouldn't, and I feel like that's what makes it odd, is that people expected this to be a fling and it ends up being more long term. It could even be a very fiery relationship. I'm thinking of what is it, that movie, The Notebook. Not my favorite movie. Like, I like some parts and I don't like other parts. Like, I'm not saying it's like the best romance ever, but if some of you, like, they do end up, no spoilers here, that movie has been out forever, they do end up together, and for some people that seemed a little odd because of how their relationship was in the beginning. So with that said, yeah, let's go ahead and move on to your channeled messages from your person, as well as key dates and times that could be important. So, channeled messages from your person, your next romantic partner. We have, I support your decision no matter what. This person's going to be very supportive. And I feel like where others may not see your vision or may not get you, this person does. We have, you are incredible. Do you know that? I feel like this person finds you, yes, very incredible. But I think you find them that way too. Now I'm thinking The Incredibles, the movie The Incredibles, which again I absolutely love. Maybe some of you wanted that kind of romance too. That what are their names? Bob and Ellen have. We have Be Patient. I Want to Believe. For some of you, you feel that marriage, or like the kind of love that you want, is just something out of a fairy tale or something that isn't obtainable. And I would ask yourself why you think that is. And I feel the same. So between you and your person, the feelings are mutual. And I do believe, like, maybe you didn't think that they were, because there's something about, like I said, this person, like, they rehearse, they feel like the need to play a part. And I think it's because they feel the need to win you over, when the truth is, I feel like you liked them from the beginning as well. Like, there's something here about the both of you just being into each other. And you felt the same way. It does take some time with Be Patient. You could know this person for some time before you actually get together. And then I'm really sorry. Why not? Love always wins. With I'm really sorry, I feel like somebody here likes to apologize a lot. This could be you, this could be your person, or the both of you. Like, somebody here is like overly apologetic, and maybe somebody here finds it endearing. Yeah, which would make sense. I'm also thinking of Canada and their little thing for liking to say sorry a lot. Just for whomever that resonates. Let's go ahead and get some dates for you from the Say When Oracle. So what are some key dates, times, months for my pile 4? We have March. Observant, emotional, compassionate, imaginative, and dreamer. Somebody here could be a Pisces or an Aries. Or have a lot of Pisces placements as well. Or Aries placements. We have November, September. Let's start with September. Let's go in order. September, diligent, consistent, perfectionist, attention to detail, and organized. September is Virgo and Libra. November, we have intuitive, clairvoyant, analytical, calculates, moves ahead of time. So Scorpio or Sagittarius. I do feel like this person likes to plan things out, because I was getting that with the focus card from the oracles and also the rehearsal. This person's a bit of a perfectionist. They plan things out, even with like this Virgo energy and this calculating energy. This person, they're making their plans, they're going to make their moves, they approach you. And I feel like this person feels like they have to have a foolproof plan in order for things to work out. It's really kind of cute, I'll be honest. It's cute that they think that. Maybe you meet in March, but don't get together until like September or November. Interestingly, all these signs are compatible. Pisces, Virgo, and Scorpio. Pisces and Virgo are opposite signs, so they attract, but also Pisces and Scorpio trine. These could be prevalent signs here. Let me get 2 more. January, fearless, resilient, rebellious, mischievous, fun, troublemaker. So Capricorn and Aquarius energy. And I did bring up Aquarius in the oracles. Can I get something that is not a month? Nine, spiritual awakening, love, karma, soul mission, wisdom, loyalty, freedom, creativity, and tolerance. So without getting too woo-woo about it, I do feel like it was part of your karma to meet this person in order to love. It's like your spiritual awakening, love, and sensuality somehow all come together. Wisdom, loyalty. I love everything about this. It could be, somebody here could be a Lifepath 9, or they could have been born on the 9th of any month, any of these months. March 9th, September 9th, November 9th, January 9th. And also September is the 9th month, so maybe September is when you and this person get together. But I'm going to leave it here, Pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 5. If you chose the moon agate, then we have your reading here for you about your next romantic partner. We're going to see who your next romantic partner is going to be, what kind of person they are like, what kind of connection you will have, and anything else that wants to come through. So for this pile, I have a weird song stuck in my head. I don't really listen to K-pop, but it's been like on social media a lot. It's like Jenny. I don't know if somebody here really likes to dance, or if they're into K-pop, or maybe somebody has like a Korean background. I don't know, whatever that song has to do with anything. If it's of relevance, then I feel like you might take it here, Pile 5. Let's go ahead and look at the cards for your person. We have the 4 of Swords. Oh, this is lovely. I like this card because it looks like she's at a hot springs or a spa. And I was talking about K-pop, and I'm thinking of like Korean spas and how those are really nice. So maybe somebody here likes to go to spas. But overall, I do get the impression that your person, they're very chill. They're very chill. I feel like they like to rest. They're not somebody who overexerts or overextends themselves. They understand that they have to take care of their body. Very chill energy. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. I'm going to save these for last because this is the nature of your relationship. We have Dionysus, Ecstasy. What did I say, Pile 5? This person could like to party as well, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, they're laid back, they like to party. I'm getting strong Sagittarius energy because I see them as like the party people of the zodiac. And I grew up with a lot of Sagittarius adults, so trust me when I say this. Maybe Libra as well. We have Message. You are soon going to receive a message from someone special. This card also says that clear communication is needed. Check your message folders. So this person could like to text you a lot, or message you a lot, DM you a lot. We have Art, number 13. This person could work in the entertainment or art industry. Something about visuals is very important. We have Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured. Yeah, this person could be a night owl as well, or a nighttime person because bats are nocturnal. A rebirth is assured. We also have the Mother. Interesting. And you got 2 goddess cards. We have Aingana, Nurture, and Manat, Destiny. I'm going to put Nurture with the Mother and Destiny. So this person is very fun. Also very chill, very laid back. I feel like they might be a bit younger than you just because his energy feels very youthful. Like, it makes me think of back when I was in my 20s and I was just going out whenever, wherever, and, you know, I would just get messages, and this would be the kind of person, they would message you like literally hours before you go out, and it's like, hey, you want to come with me and go to this thing? I feel like they're that kind of person. So if you're also into that, I feel like that would make sense. I want to see the kind of dynamic you would have. You have Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or walk away at any time. Also, it should be noted, there's like snake imagery here. The goddess Aingana has a snake around her, and even this card, there's a snake around the both of them, or at least I'm pretty sure that's a snake. Somebody here could be you're the snake, or yeah, the snake could be important. I am recording this during you're the snake. And lightning, number 13. Interesting that the number 13 came out twice here, so I feel like that's a message for somebody. Also 1, 5, and 4, which these could be dates, because I'm thinking of like the 1st of May or the 1st of April or the 4th and 5th of January. So there's something interesting. I feel like your person may see you as this nurturing mother and destiny card. So for some of you, this person could literally want you to be the mother of their child. I'm thinking of Bad Bunny and how he's got party music, right? His music is always about having a good time, but he's always kind of joking and, you know, about wanting to make babies with like the ladies in these songs that he's singing about. And that's what I'm kind of getting. I feel like this person really does, like, if, I guess maybe regardless of their gender, they would like their partner to be like the mother of their children. Or maybe there's something here about wanting to like bask in that nurturing, mothering energy. Like this person likes to be taken care of. Because even though we have like a bit of a party person, I feel like they enjoy that, but they like coming home to somebody who's like going to be there for them. So if they're a little bit more on the wild side, they expect their partner to be a little bit more either discerning or responsible, just to like even them out. This person, it's like they kind of want to be able to roam free, but have their partner be the one who takes care of things here and there, which I know sounds like I mean, I shouldn't call it weird. It sounds like an interesting dynamic, but that's kind of what they're into. So your next partner, it could well be that you could be the party person and they're the nurturer, but more than likely, I feel like you're going to be the nurturer and they're going to be the party person. And if you're into that, if you're okay with that, I feel like it works out. But if not, I feel like I said, with this power card, you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Also, I do have to apologize, pile 5. I'm still a little bit congested from being sick last week, and you know how congestion is. It kind of just lingers. So my voice kind of comes and goes. But for this pile, your person, they're very fun. They like to have a good time, and I feel like you will have a good time with them as well. I do get the feeling that you're going to have a lot of fun with this person, but also like if you don't want to go out, I feel like they're not going to hold it against you, because like I said, this nurturing energy can be a little bit of a homebody, and that might be you, pile 5. So even though your person likes to have a great time, you like to go out, I feel like they're not going to take it personally if you don't want to go out either, or if you want to stay home and do your thing. They're going to be okay with that. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of trust between the both of you. There's going to be a lot of like, I don't know, this person, they may not come off as loyal at first, just because of even me describing them. I feel like they've got other stuff going on, unless of course you want to be in like a more open relationship. But I feel like there is a sense of loyalty here, because I don't know, it's interesting. I do want to read from the book for lightning though, or I should say lightening, not lightning. But for the lightening, we have perfectionism, facade, hesitation. The stage of leucosis is a complex topic in alchemy. On the one hand, it represents purification of the materials. On the other hand, it's the phase in which the alchemist may mistake the work as complete. On the surface, everything seems perfect, pristine, well thought through, and quite complete. In actuality, the alchemist has been tricked by their own facade of perfection. Their work has hardly begun. Righteousness and fear are the great errors of leucosis. This card arrives to remind us to get our hands dirty. No one is separate from or above anyone else. Rather, every alchemist is a kid in the laboratory, tinkering away with the elements of their life. No more fretting over your next move, fearing how others will perceive you. It's time to crack open, become who you are. The world needs your true colors. So I was laughing a little bit because I feel like this person, there's lack of self-awareness might be that they think they're doing great when the truth is there might be a lack of self-awareness with this person, just a little bit. Some of you might find it endearing, not gonna lie. Some of you might actually find it endearing, but it's kind of like they think they're doing something in a certain way and they're actually not, or vice versa. They think they're not doing enough, but they actually are. Regardless, I feel like there's an illumination in this connection where it really brings not just them, but the both of you. It brings out certain aspects that you thought were a certain way, and it turns out you're another way. So it's kind of like if you thought you were XYZ, this connection is going to remind you that you're actually ABC. I don't know. It's like it's going to bring up certain things within them, also within you, that you weren't seeing about yourself, which I actually kind of like. I am getting, like, there's definitely a difference in maturity level in this connection, which you may or may not be okay with depending on you. But I'm also getting, it is possible that one or the both of you could be younger here. This person is definitely young at heart. I am getting that. But maybe they are literally just a little bit younger, or they work in an industry that requires them to be more youthful. Again, I'm thinking of somebody who works in the entertainment industry. They just tend to gravitate towards being or feeling younger because it's kind of what is required of them. With destiny and power, I do feel like this connection will bring to you to the light. Like, I keep hearing things coming to the light here of how much power you have over your life, over connections, and over how you want things to go through in life, in your life specifically, pile 5. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot, because I'm very curious about this connection. Not only that, but I've been getting an energy similar to this in previous love romantic readings. So we're using the Muse Tarot, and the questions have been different in every pile because every pile has like a different situation going on. For example, this one is very interesting. So let's go ahead and start with, how do you meet? I want to know how you meet because it feels like two very different energies. So how does my pile... I already heard relaxing. You're both either out somewhere relaxing, or you're like, they're on their downtime. They're just like away from everything. And I feel like you are too, but I feel like one person actually needed it more than the other. So let's see, how do you two meet? How do you and your next romantic partner meet? We have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, something's off balance. You're both trying to make it balanced individually. For you, this could be, for example, maybe you're off on vacation somewhere and you're just chilling, you're just relaxing. I almost said chillax. I don't think I've said that word in years. This person is doing the same. And maybe you both kind of come upon, it's a feeling of chance, honestly, because the Two of Pentacles reversed is a lack of balance. So you're both trying to balance something out here. And ironically, it's like you're both seeking the same thing, even though you're different people. Somehow that balances things out. Who's going to make the first move? I'd be surprised if it wasn't your person, but I'm curious. Who's going to make the first move in this connection? The King of Pentacles. Yep, this is them. I do feel like this person will actually be very stable. Like I said, they like to entertain, they like to party, they like to have a good time. But they're also really good at, like, it's very possible that they have money. It's very possible that they run a business in the entertainment industry. So yeah, I feel like this person will be the one making the first move. King of Pentacles, or the Muse of Materials here, is very strong earth energy. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But even if they don't have these placements, they take their career seriously. They take their finances seriously. They take their stability seriously. And I do feel like they provide that. I feel like you're going to feel very safe with them. The third question, I want to know what kind of connection this will be. A surprising amount of earth energy here, not gonna lie. For my pile 5, what kind of connection will this be? Queen of Cups. Look, I can't express that mothering energy enough, because the Queen of Cups is literally nurturing, emotionally nurturing energy. But this is also a connection where you're going to feel very emotionally catered to. I'm getting the dynamic, and maybe some of you have been manifesting this, I'm getting the dynamic of like Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez for whatever reason. I feel like because he's been working in they both have been working in the entertainment industry forever. But it's kind of like how you can see she feels very loved and nurtured by Benny. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting here. So that's just an example. You do not have to, it doesn't matter what your opinion about the connection is. You don't have to take that if it doesn't resonate. But I do feel like you're going to look, I feel like like this nurturing energy might be you. You're going to feel like you're glowing. You're going to feel very happy. It's like you're going to feel okay in this connection. It brings out like this very, a soft side to you, Pile 5. Somebody here could also be a water sign. Specifically, Cancer energy is coming through because they're kind of known as the mothers of the zodiac. But it could also be Pisces and Scorpio. I want to know more about this person. Anything else you need to know about your next romantic partner? And where do you meet? Like I said, somewhere with water. So it could be a spa. It could be, I keep hearing somewhere on vacation because there's like a beach or a lake. There's water around. You both could be in the water or something like that. Or you could both just be relaxing. We have the High Priestess reversed. Your intuition is good. You're going to be questioning your intuition regarding this person because for a lot of you, I don't think this is your type of person. And even if they are, once you get to know them, you still wonder if they're your type of person. Because the High Priestess reversed, this is definitely fated. We did have the Destiny card in the oracles, but you're going to be questioning so many things. And sometimes I feel like that's how you know it's fated, because I don't think this is a person you would choose. I think they choose you. And you're questioning it, but it makes sense because you feel safe with them. You feel good with them. The Queen of Cups card is like your moons could be very harmonious within your astrological chart. So you feel comfortable with them, even though their lifestyle may not be your thing and vice versa, or they allow you to open up emotionally. What is the longevity of this connection though? I do want to know how long this would last. I do feel like you have that control, you have that power. You can make it last as long or as little as you want, Pile 5. This person is a blend of like earth and water. Right away, I'm getting that. Which is interesting because I have this and I don't really identify with this person's energy. But regardless, I feel like, yeah. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles. Look, this could be very long lasting. Not only that, but you will gain independence within this connection. It's like if you want your own free time, you will have it. Not only that, but they're going to make sure you're completely taken care of. The Nine of Pentacles, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to two people coming together, this person is going to spoil you. It's going to be hard to say no to this person. That said, you're still going to have a lot of control over this, because I feel like, not gonna lie, Pile 5, I feel like this person could easily make up for any insecurities or their feeling of lack of insecurity with money, or with like giving you maybe experiences. If it's not money, I feel like they like to give a lot. This person, they're definitely going to be the kind to send you roses at your workplace, or they're definitely going to be the kind to like give you whatever you want. This person has a little bit of lack of, I don't know, because I'm tapping into their energy. They know they had to have a great time, but they're going to feel like they're not enough for you, and they're going to want to keep you around, because I think they're going to be very aware that what they do is not exactly your thing either, but they still like you and they want you. Like this person, I'm wondering if they're like an only child or if they were like the youngest in their family, because whatever they want, they'll want to keep at any cost. And it seems a little bit desperate, but they're not going to want to come off as desperate. They just want to make sure that you're happy. They just want to make sure that you're getting what you want in this connection. And I can see why it's hard to say no to this person. Back of the card, we have the Eight of Cups. Something about emotional unavailability. This could be you or this person. I don't feel like they're emotionally unavailable though, because like I said, this nurturing energy, I feel like you're both overcoming this, believe it or not. And underneath that, we have the Five of Pentacles. There it is, the insecurity, the Five of Pentacles. And the Sun reversed. I feel like this person, they do not show it at all. They will never show it. They hide their insecurities. They mask their insecurities so well, because of this persona they have to be. But with you, they don't have to be. That's why I feel like you meet in a very vulnerable state, or in a place where you can both be each other. Like, even if this person is typically out there in the world doing whatever, they could easily be like a social media person as well, somebody in the public eye. You both meet somewhere where you're allowed to be vulnerable. So like I said, it could be on vacation, it could be at the spa just chilling, it could be, I don't know, somewhere where you're both just like not thinking about work, not thinking about your responsibilities. You're not thinking about anything. You're just relaxing and you come upon each other, you have a conversation, or you do things here and there. You could talk about food. You could talk about like where you are. It's literally like, it's small chit chat. This is how this begins. And then slowly but surely it becomes something else. And I do feel like you will, like, you both know how to network. That is one thing I'm getting. You both know how to be social. You both know how to like communicate. So I feel like it may even start off as the potential for this to be professional, but it ends up being something much more emotional. In fact, it's going to be hard for this to not be emotional because you both just see each other. You could meet in the workplace as well, but if you do meet in the workplace, it's going to be during a time when like you're not working. So break room, smoke break, if that's something either of you do, something like that. I just get peaceful energy. Like, I know the card said about them said something different, but tapping into your energy combined, it's so peaceful. There could be a combination of earth and water here. Like I said, water, for example, earth, sun, water, moon, or vice versa, water, sun, earth, moon. Pisces with the high priestess or Neptunian energy. This is very divinely orchestrated. You two were meant to meet for a reason. And this does have the potential for this to be long lasting. I don't know why I'm thinking, I don't know how Dolly Parton met her husband, but I'm thinking of that, like how she's always out and about, you know, everybody knows about her. She's Dolly. Everyone knows her. She's very much in the entertainment industry. And we knew nothing about her husband. Like nothing. Like he was very much her rock, you know. I'm pretty sure she went home to him and she could just be herself around him. And in the public eye, she was everybody's favorite grandmother or icon, whatever you see her as. And it's funny that I keep getting celebrity couples to give you examples. So maybe for some of you, this could be in the public eye. But with that said, let's go ahead and move on to closing advice, which are going to be messages, channeled messages from your person, as well as some key dates and times that could be important for the both of you. So from the Cupid says, Oracle, channeled messages from your person. I am yours. Oh my goodness, I've never seen this card in this deck, and I use it quite often. But we have I am yours. This person, like right away, they absolutely adore you. I feel like if they could, they would just, I'm hearing run away with you, or like they see you and they're like, yes, I want this person. You are incredible. Do you know that? They find you very incredible. I feel like you find them incredible too. I feel like that feeling is very mutual between the both of you. You're so different, and yet it works. Okay, this one wanted to pop up. Rise and rise again. This is a connection where things just get better with time. You'd think they wouldn't, but instead they do. This was meant to be. Destiny is making you two come together. And I guess we'll see key dates and times when I get that Oracle card out. I support your decision no matter what. Yes, again, I keep seeing Benny and Selena, like the way he just supports everything she does. You know, they came out with that new album, which felt very realistic to her. At least in my opinion, which is funny because I typically don't even listen to her music, but I was listening to that. I was like, you know what? This is good. It's the first album of hers that I actually care about, because you can feel the heart and soul put into it. You can feel her coming through in it. And I feel like it's very possible that within this connection, you both bring out very, very true aspects of each other. Like you allow yourselves to be much more like yourselves than before. It'll definitely break down certain barriers or certain identities that don't even resonate with either of you. Back of the card, I want to give up. Yeah, somebody here wants to give up, and perhaps somebody here has insecurities. It could be you, it could be your person. It could be the both of you, but you're there for each other. Yeah, and they just want you. Let's go ahead and get the Say When Oracle. That said, pile 5, and it was even confirmed in the oracles, if you don't feel any of this, if you don't want any of this, I feel like you can reject it. But at the same time, I feel like it would be something so nice if you were to just give it a try, if they're willing, if you're willing. So pile 5, we have June 7th. For June, we have spontaneous, playful, duality, quick-witted, life of the party. Like I said, this person, they're the life of the party. Also, June is Gemini energy, but also Cancer. So Either or both of those signs could be important. We have the 7th. Spirituality, a good sign, happiness, joy, incredible luck, material, fortune. This person could be a life path 7, or July could also be important now that I think of it, which is also Cancerian energy. Lots of amazing energy here for you, pile 5. Also, there's a lot of luck in this. And a combination of like, Jupiter is an interesting planet because it's, yes, party, luck, but also spirituality. And I feel like this connection could just be that, a little bit of everything. We have December, unique, curious, passionate, adaptable, loves to explore. This is Sagittarius energy, and I think I even mentioned that in the oracles. But it could also be Capricorn. I feel like nobody parties harder than Capricorns. I also grew up with a lot of Capricorns. For whatever reason, December and January are like, and November are main times for birthdays in my family. We have the 14th, direct, intense energy, deep analysis, imaginative, incredible strength, and creativity. I feel like this person could bring out your creativity. Also, 7/14, December 14th, December 7th, June 7th, June 14th. Somebody here, I definitely get Gemini and Sagittarius energy. Let's get one more card. 6, family, empathy, responsibility, nurturing, protection, peace, selflessness, new responsibilities. So, number 6 is a card of family and community as well. It's actually one of my numbers. But the empathy, again, it's like somebody here is the nurturer. They hold down the family, they hold down the fort, and the other person goes out there and has fun. But it's like you can both come into each other's lives equally. Like sometimes both of you stay home, and sometimes both of you go out and have fun. And there's like this beautiful, unique balance to that keeps this connection exciting and fun and safe for the both of you. And I really love this energy, pile 5. Back of the deck, 12. Growth, inspiration, positive attitude, eliminate negativity, focus on your life purpose. Again, December is coming through. So any of these dates could be important. Any of these numbers could be important. June specifically is coming, and December as well. Something about the span of 6 months. Maybe some of you will meet this person within 6 months. But yeah, I'm sure there's more here that I didn't see because there's a lot of like synchronicities, and maybe you see it here, pile 5. But this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.